And it's such a pleasure and privilege to be here tonight, and I know that this is the kind of a place where water can turn to wine. So I'll drink to all of you, and happy New Year. Well, I just wanted to say a few words about this year. I felt that I need to say a few words of what it means to celebrate Nowruz as an Iranian American, but also as an immigrant. It seems to me that this is the time to be talking about what does it mean to be an immigrant in this country of immigrants. Well, you know, as I was coming here, I kept thinking of the celebration of Nowruz at the Freer Sackler Galleries. I don't know if any of you have ever been to that celebration. Literally thousands of people come to Freer Sackler to know about Nowruz and to celebrate Nowruz. And when you go there, a museum which is supposed to be a very quiet place has burst into sounds, and there are colors, different languages, people speaking English and Farsi and Arabic, and these two little gorgeous Chinese girls in their Chinese costumes. And then there's the sound of music, because did you know Iran's music and dance is perhaps the most erotic of all in the whole wide world. And you know, then you go to another room which is full, people sitting on the floor, standing on the walls, and there is storytelling by a British woman with a Persian musician talking to American audiences. Talk about America. That is what immigration brings to America. You know, and these little American kids over there, they knew about Rostam. They knew about our epic poets, and they, you know, you would ask them and they put their hands up. I know, can I tell you? You know, and I felt that this is how cultures merge. And this is how my Iran merges with my America. And each of them look at one another through the alternative eyes of the other and illuminate the other. And I was thinking of Nowruz, and then the images that comes about Iran out of the mouth of some of our elite or in the media, all black and white as if coming out of someone's nightmare. And then you look at this other Iran that Nowruz represents, a celebration of a ritual who goes so far into the past that you don't know its origins. Thousands and thousands of years ago. It is a celebration of fertility, of renewal, of light, of beauty, of prosperity. Who would in the world negate such abundance and generosity? Who would in the world not want to celebrate Nowruz? William Faulkner used to say, the past is not dead, the past is not even past. That is the whole idea, that nations, we don't know them just by their politics of the moment. We know them by what is enduring, but what remains by what becomes universal. When Americans celebrate Nowruz, my Nowruz is once more reaffirmed. And so I know you need to go back to the festivities, so I say one more thing about my America and then shut up. So the whole point that I was, you know, just walking around Freer Sackler and thinking, okay, isn't this one reason why I became American? When I was very young, when I was very little, my father would tell me stories since I was 3 years old. every night. And he was very democratic in his storytelling. One night he would talk about our epic poet Ferdowsi and the stories from 1001 Nights. The next night he would take me to France with The Little Prince. The next night to England with Alice in Wonderland, and to America. The first story I heard from America was The Wizard of Oz. And after Wizard of Oz came Charlotte's Web. And after Charlotte's Web came my absolutely beloved Huck and Jim. Jim was the start of another beloved, the character in James Baldwin's Go Tell It on the Mountains. That is how you enter a country before actually getting into it physically. You enter it through imagination. You enter it through Langston Hughes and Baldwin and Emily Dickinson and Flannery O'Connor and Toni Morrison. That is what is enduring about this country. And that is what is enduring about this country, because it has to remain true to its own origins, which was, this was a land, as George Washington said, this was a land that was infinite, but the luck of the Americans was that they had the whole legacy of enlightenment to actualize. These people from the old world come to you. They come to you with pain, and they come to you out of darkness. But they also bring to you a sense of hope. They bring to you as a gift. They bring to you as a gift their traditions, their culture, their history, and thereby they make you feel new. They bring new blood to you. This is the America that the rest of the world dreams of. And once America loses its love for this new blood out of the ancient world, it won't be America anymore. And so I want to end this by begging you to remember that immigrants are your alternative eyes, that these countries that are now so humiliated, Syria, Iraq, Sudan, each one of these countries come from such ancient roots. They were the creators of civilization. Middle East was the center of the three great religions. Christianity, Judaism, and Islam all came out of Middle East. And in denying them, you are denying your own past and your own future. So I want to end by saying that one of the things my father also taught me about the ancient epic, the Book of Kings, Shahnameh, was that Iranians have been invaded so many times. It's an ancient country. It's been conquered time and time again, and nothing would hurt it more than the conquerors from within. Every country, their main enemies do not live outside. They're from among us, and they are us. And what he taught me was that he said, this ancient country has been invaded time and time again. What has saved us, what has saved Iranians, what gives us Iranians identity is our poetry, is our language. That is, he said, something no one can take away from you. And through the Book of Kings, he taught me that the ancient Iranians, what was most important for them, I later discovered what was most important to these new Americans. One more place where America and Iran meet, and that is individual sense of honor and integrity. تموم میکنم الان. And that individual sense of honor and integrity was in Rostam, the epic hero of Iran, and in this little boy and his friend Jim, who became the epic heroes of this country. And I want to end by telling you, remember Huck sitting one evening thinking that if he doesn't give up Jim, he'll go straight to hell. And at first he decides to give up Jim, and then he goes and refers to his own heart, and he discovers Jim was his true soulmate. Jim was the person who was with him from the beginning. And he tears the paper and he says, all right then, I'll go to hell. I hope I'll see both my Americans, fellow Americans, and Iranian Americans once more remembering these epics. Rostam, who gave his life for integrity, dignity, and honor, and Huck Finn, who was ready to go to hell, but do the right thing. I ask you, how many of us today will do that? Thank you for your patience. I'm sorry I